أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي آمين يا رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to the 7th part of Catch-up series. Here we are going to study Ism Mansoob, and we have already done what Ism Majroor and Ism Marfu are, and we have already done the situations where an Ism might be Majroor or Marfu. Now it's time for us to shed some light on the Ism Mansoob. Now the Ism which is in Nasab form is called Ism Mansoob, and I told you earlier on that there are two reasons for an Ism to be Mansoob. First of all, it should be a detail, alright, and we're going to elaborate on that inshallah. And the second reason is that there are 20 other reasons for it to be a Mansoob Ism, alright. So out of those 20 reasons, we are going to study 10 reasons in this basic course, alright, and the catch-up series, and the remaining 10 categories are the ones that we're going to study later on inshallah, when inshallah we are going to start off with the advanced course. Alright, so for now, for this basic and catch-up series, just to get you started with Arabic inshallah, we are going to study the 10 categories or 10 situations that are going to cause an ism to be in a subform. Alright, in addition to this detailed one. Okay, so let's see individually what I mean by each of these. Okay, so first of all, an ism, whenever it's a detail, is going to be in a subform. All right, what do I mean by detail? So for example, imagine a simple sentence, I read a book. Okay, for example, now in this, or simply if I say I read, okay, now what did I read? First detail, the question is going to pop up in your mind, right? At what did I read, when did I read it, where did I read it, why did I read it, who did I read it with, for example, for whom I did this, and whose book was it that I read, how did I read it, did I read it carelessly, or did I just, I read it carefully, or you get the idea. So, and then of course, how much of it did I read? Alright, so all these little questions that pop up in your mind, demanding more elaboration on a subject, those are your details, and all those details can be classified as maf'ul in Arabic. Alright, maf'ul is then further classified, as you can see here, into 5 forms, and that's what we're going to discuss very briefly inshallah. So let's start off with maf'ul, which is your detail. Okay, so first detail, who received the action? That is, who's the object. And what is this called? It's called maf'ul bihi. Now, I don't want you to cram these terminologies in your mind at this moment, okay? Just understand the concept, okay? You don't need to, rote learn all these names, maf'ul bihi, maf'ul lahu, maf'ul fihi, and so on and so forth. Don't do that, okay? Just understand the concept. So, who received the action? That means an object. That's called maf'ul bihi. Then maf'ul lahu, why was the action done? Reason. Okay, so why did I read the book? Did I have an exam the next morning? Alright, or was I getting bored? Okay, then next, maf'ul fihi. Now this is about time and space. Alright, so where did I read it? Space. Okay, so I read it in my room. Then when did I read it? Nighttime. Okay, so when and where was the action done? That is maf'ul fihi. Okay, once you inshallah get done with the prepositions, then all of these terminologies are going to make sense to you automatically. Okay, so do not panic if you don't know what bihi means, what lahu means, what fihi means. Don't panic. Okay, and we are going to cover the prepositions real soon inshallah. Alright, next, maf'ul mutlaq, also known as masdar, or simply there are many ways, there are some concepts related to masdar, and one of them is that it's the name of an action, alright, and it is also a way to put stress or emphasis on the action, alright, and this is something that you're going to find in the last surahs a lot. Okay, so in the 30th para, in the 30th juz, there are some surahs that describe the day of judgment, all right, and you're going to see this, you're going to observe this there a lot, all right. So there are many words that end in nasab form, all right. So that is all for your stress and emphasis, all right. So that's what maf'ul mutlaq, also known as masdar. And then you have maf'ul ma'ahu, along with who or whom, all right. So if, for example, somebody is entering a room, who else is with him, who else is he accompanied with? Okay, that's your maf'ul ma'ahu. Ma'a means with, all right. And now these were our 5 subcategories for maf'ul, all right. However, and there is sixth one as well, but this is not directly included, or this is not directly counted as a subcategory of maf'ul in Arabic. However, since it has the concept of being a detail, I personally like to include this detail, this terminology within this maf'ul thing. Okay, so it's not a maf'ul, it's a detail, and the detail of how was something done. So it's an adverb. Okay, so adverbs are called hal, and that's the adverbs and hal, they are also included in the detail, and they're also maf'ul, uh, because they are the details. Okay, but in Arabic categorization, you're not going to find hal under the category of maf'ul. Okay, I'm doing it because of the detail, because of the concept, that's all. Okay, so what is hal? It tells us how an action was performed or is going to be performed. And as I mentioned here, it is not a maf'ul directly, but a detail of how, therefore included here. Okay, so we're done with maf'ul and its 5 categories, along with a separate category that I like to include in it. Okay, so I hope the concept was inshallah clear. And I've already, explained this thing, that there are 20 reasons for an ism to be in nasab form, 20 other reasons for an ism to be in nasab form, and all of those reasons are going to be studied under the subject or under the unit of mansubat. All right, but we are going to learn these 10 reasons for now. And how are we going to learn them? We are going to learn them as our journey inshallah progresses, and that means one thing at a time. Okay, so we're not going to rote learn the entire list of 10 categories. All right, that's what. So this was our ism mansub. Very easy, very high yield, and very simple concept. All right, that an ism is going to be in nasab form if it is a detail of any kind. All right, any kind of detail is going to be in nasab form. That is it. So now we have alhamdulillah covered our situations for an ism to be in nasab, jar, and rafa form. And if you haven't yet watched those videos, then I'll post a link, all right, in the description, and you can watch that inshallah, so that you can stay up to date with our catch-up series. All right, so with that I take your leave. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-Hakim. Allah Hafiz.